cruise be or na me who your money. But say we team way and send baby. Yeah, you see, in as much as Mejitum say Blasters of Ghana, modern bono, I will form and saying, na no. This is a fifth World Cup ayeko. Na 5 times ayako in total 15 matches nearby at the World Cup. 2018 unqualified. 15 matches no, you winning 5. And we share draws are about 3 draw at the World Cup and then you lose 7. You lose 7 at the World Cup in the 15 games in Arabon. And then you share 18 goals and you concede 23. So may start from this angle. You were Jumaye in terms of goal concession and the number of matches are you winner. But there's something about the Blasters now unique. And then they say at the World Cup and your team bia na share Blasters. In as much as 15, 5 win this and that, no. And yet any other team bia say what been into share Blasters. Now you take a journey down memory lane. Now ya share yanamo to kakra. In 2006, na ye maiden edition no. Yenya Italy and Brazil and a share. Omo cathedrals of the World Cup. Italy share the first game and ye two so share Czech Republic and then the United States of America. And Brazil be ye free. Ye ba 2010 ye share Serbia ye show mo 1. And ye near Australia a ball 1-1 and a Germany share another cathedral. So in our first 2 World Cups, no, you share these renowned nations. I'm gonna share for Germany. The game no go deep and sana Mesut Ozil a shop. You frustrated omopa. And about 2014. 2014, we underrated USA in the opening game. And a USA for share. That game you should go. Okay, the day you go. We underrated them and almost share. So Ushemu Yepa, USA and your side based on almost share and also almost share. But because of you underrated and in the group again, we met Portugal. Portugal share Germany. Germany share 3 at that 2014 World Cup. Ghana and Germany about 2-2 after losing to Germany in 2010, which means nanka ya upgrade BB.
Abono Kramsine win. So Germany 2-2.
Yes. And in your last game, no Portugal, we needed that win badly.
Not to me.
But na niya ye hono. Yama kodwenchi nyumono adi kan wo yanim at the World Cup. I was our last game against Portugal. Okay, sikadam. Yeah. Ti yakoji sikani wie no. Na afei ye muno ye pese ye bibi. Ye pese ye bibi. But
I don't know John Boy who is kept your bench.
You may kiss the cash.
Yeah.
I say me boss Otieje. I say some players had their money in their packs at the bench in the dressing room.
2014.
Me see Rias no and now kwa. Asasi ye tisu a living thing. Tisani obey ni biya be sorry. Nature way and no bedi in so many ways. Inti sa match na ni abre pass ye be wini.
But now also ujina pitch no so wadwin wo scanner wo dressing room one so say bi obi koyi.
Yeah.
All minor come and di agro. I don't know ma de no na say wo kan na nipa mo na wo ya against because
so baby a japade
ya fly sika na ma de ya wo mo de na mo mra fie.
Baby a japade so no.
Yete. Ya microphobia ma na de o moka.
Bisine.
Aye tia.
O ma gina chire.
Ebi ma beji.
DK poison fa chire beji.
Ebi ma beji o mu nyina age. But yeah, Bompire say me president of Ghana da. Say squad no. Na se bit ya sia. Me from discipline. Me sa born in me fanche. So in that 2014, we lost again against Portugal. Portugal so known even though on J World Cup in Ibida 2018 and semi qualify and a bad 2022 we were in the group with Uruguay and again Portugal. Into look at nations as Ghana. Into Ebia but any country behind me any air to. That is the reason I'm telling you we will beat Panama.
Not Panama.
Not just I say share Portugal twice.
Yes, you share Germany twice.
Germany twice.
You share US
twice.
Yes.
Uruguay.
Yeah.
So twice.
And you share Asia for you.
Asia for now Australia, Serbia, South Korea for.
But Europe for no crown so omo bano. So European team. Omo imagine na high. But luckily for us, England penage Croatia nye. Nti you share Czech. And you share Serbia. European nations there, ya show mo. So Panama baby you free ban. And the South Korea free ban. Almost no more you new. Ya show mo. So yeah. In the midst of a neoma ye who send ye by neoma, there is a positivity, a positive omen. See a fan on me per se ye using a year, it can go to advantage. This is not the best method a group a bit me assemble. This is not the best line of defense a bit me assemble. But said we should be able to beat Panama. And yadia was here cottoners in negotiated DNA motivation ben the mama beat Panama. We don't need motivation because Yensia created a niche for ourselves at the World Cup. Said to beat Ghana, no, you should be a country. Either say waje World Cup ni bida, and I say only a share consistent base. So 2014, the US came and Omunya win, and Portugal on 2 occasions in 2022 and 2014 Omoshe. So Blasters may not look good in terms of games or mabo, any results or Modiamai. But I believe Sayensia will be Bidawa Emma Panama. Send a cura, sir. I'm open to your question.
Looking at the Stivo Kenya, no exploiter at the foreign a year. At the phone, no all kind imagine a course suggests as exams. Your batch beat me chapa and a batch of rubber big gummo moise. But Ode at that afford the no cast school way the omucha. Jana etimi deceive kakra. So I understand. Akasifo no to me. Serbia no money nketengeti etimi bi, but anya batch way.
Frozen meat. Grab. Don't miss any. So much food for later.
A level of control.
Batch we know. Okay, batch we know. World Cup games I heard so far. I chair me say coach and play a major part. Our results are obinya. Inti say ye wo technical team atnase a steady opponent na yaw. It shouldn't be difficult for them to get a win over Panama based on Sania yehu Capo Verde yehu de Morocco for no aye yehu other nations be star or map up a go 2-2 with your opponent no. If you have a good technical team we shouldn't struggle so much against Panama. Mijitu say your coach na nkasa na the record at the World Cup no questionable, but he's very experienced. World Cup winner I had to say Sunday special oncheni. It's not about who plays the best football, it's about who does the right things at the right time. I know I may expect it from your national team coaches, you know. So even though Mijitu and no yarding group we a badge we beat me a badge I feel say big win but I believe so against Panama they will get the win. You are near by discussing England's game no.
Meza bra we are now the new way.
Yes, interesting. I did back what me expected from Ghana near say I didn't know Tarrier who say slow starters will walk up and we'll find a way to eliminate it. Because we the major tournaments Crumpire taking part in from AFCON 2006 in recent times. Eba the BBC World Cup a corner 2022 now. A lot of your opening games, are questions surrounding the power. We become better in our second games in most major competitions. But now they had when you say Andrew on another harm has already been caused. And akofa issues be pretty about. In World Cup 2006, we lost 2-0 to Italy. But the second game proved to be very important. The performance plus the results in there was our game name. Fast forward in 2010, you will see Serbia 1-0 in the first game. But that was a performance I know when he said, we did so any kakra. But against Australia and Germany even in the second game was superb. But you lose by 1 goal to no courtesy of Mesut Ozil's goal. And the team far. But definitely we went forward and yet make about the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Then over 2014, the first game was also poor. Obeka in the USA, Ghana by 2-1. And I saw a funny bit about that game against USA. Unim say Sweden in the game between Ghana and US, and you lose 2-1. Now in Panama, US Sweden in a big game but these things normally happen. We because a coincidence say you could game against Panama now Sweden in a babidi where the last time I faced such an event Ghana elusu by 2-1 against United States of America. But the second game was superb. That was against Germany. And I knew when he says that game we should have literally won the game. Then about 2022, we did not qualify for 2018. Now the first game against Portugal, first half performance and to South Korea. Then you understand, say we tend to start tournaments on a slow note. But then they said we are say corner said the New City corner. Timi fan go show trim say we slow starter and think about qualifying. The first game is always as important as anything. Very important. Very important. Very and why a World Cup we are, a lot of teams are treating their first games like even it is the World Cup final than even their second games. Look at the energy, composure, defensive abilities almost showcasing.
Reception beer was a team in a beer.
They've given it to them.
Camping base to on time.
I don't know be comment to be a MSR say what the Barbara man attempts a Mushiano airport Shiano will be to encourage and wouldn't trap purchases. I back in 10 times so I Barbara Mandia, Barbara Mandia, Bausiana Ultimica. The reception has been top notch, and I think it makes sense because Odi Obi Free has said the same thing at the diaspora for the Bayadia Momono, and no be Nipa Krobakoye. And I think Oma hold the fort. Me former Porcupine Tertiary boy, Jordi Abba. So, be. So from Baba Sports Stadium, Jordi Abba, Shimore, Asa, Kunti Sam, and they was at their copy on. So some of these guys are already there. It's more sure what they will do for you. Nipa.
Ghana for idea.
Idea me funny say they are all wearing something. I say omoye Ghana for JC. We can't afford to disappoint in our first game, which is important. And yet, walk up on Kwani dance as Subanedi. Even in African Cup of Nations, the last one I acquire, look at the performance he done in the first game. Factor to the second game. Kevin share 2-1 last minute. The performance was poor. Now we come and look at the game against Egypt. And then the more Bianya hopes so Mozambique the Ebeshomo. We don't need to get to the second game or the third game to prove we are good enough. And I think Carlos Queiroz is experienced enough. We're experiencing these stages a lot of times to understand the importance of playing a game against Panama. Partey come on baby and namno. Mia metiha komia jemfi. Mimi huni se Partey krebe possible se benya visa mana game no way. Partey mobia yentimi she Panama na. It looks like we are making a whole fracas out of this situation and trying to save face. I say, ye didn't come bia kwakosi say I say, we need to do something to prove say I say, Partey Nkobia Ibewu. This is not to say you are not supporting the boy. Yeah, maybe I feel what I say. And then interest won't support the Partey. Ghana for beer Partey. But do we need Partey to beat Panama? Then it raises a lot of questions as to what you want to go and do in Canada. I'm not saying Panama team ne bura draining TSSwa se Partey Nkobia Ebeshe bebre.
No so no say bia o underrate.
Me underrate Panama so. There be ante so
dey was.
Shannon so dey was a team show mo. It ni afre nipa ba ko 26. It ka Partey su ko pray no am Panama game na. So we should be ready for contingency plans into the World Cup. It makes it worrying.
That's right.
Says you qualify to the next round. Not Partey or double yellow cards. I think yes, I bet you dream one any day. We should prepare a team devoid of every top star or team in India, and we are ready to compete and compete well. That is the mentality I was here this year 3 million into this tournament and at this game. Say quote here and here in Chebia, Marco Tenasia Quakutiti, no more who they be free maba. Yeah, my information I mean, I say be free mumba. I said you almost say, in 1 hour time, Partey that's who US Abraham no Casa CCA. Partey or that's who US. Near Mass Chin Kotrimu, I said there will be a foreign minister, Abijina Mubina, Massa, you people, you knew it. The minister shouldn't be acting weird. You know it. You be acting all strange. Said, and I said last minute. Boy, the last minute in the crowd for said the Nikojinama. Yow, Edian. Oh, for said the Nakojinam last minute. So imagine he wins the case today, meaning he will join the team later. I feel no cover flight I could do. Mumma, match now the war with England, you know. Let's find a way to beat Panama.
Yeah.
Sometimes you reserve your best players for the best games and bring them to the English game. No matter what, muntu train abodiki. Somebody abodiki ko US wa. Muntu train bi ne na no muntu train. Baby ambe bandage ice bath money take bi. Kuma dada bi kura kakra na tutuni kakra mo mane na mo mane duane papa ni. Mo mane baby ntina na so mo nwono enjoy game no from US. Then when the team is back into the United States, you have to
connect with loved ones with ease with the booking.com app.
When he goes, when he's granted the visa, do you think Canada should be also small groups be freedom fighters, human rights, do you think they will agree easily? What kind of environment will be created for Thomas Partey or Canada? As compared to the US. For the US, they've adapted to it. You're okay, you're fine. But ordinary Bekwe, you're say visa granted. After Thomas Partey go through airport, now human right for Yabejina. No mukuta play cards. Now we kuta way, almost yet take care. Nancy Kofu crab and no more bufu craching, be almost more climate there. Almost meet Naka, or be uranium, or to care more money and right. Sabi, you bring your baby this answer, no, just to get the face of the media. Just to become popular. Near Canada Nabem. So let's not even waste our time and worry our head about Thomas Partey going to Canada or not. Just maybe if taking procedures, say by law, on fighting and on contending, whether he gets it or not. I mean, I don't think this is a priority. We should be wasting our time. Gidi bia on se pata kubia as ye tiate. Panama. Ya blaster embre.
So chine ba be kan black stars more.
Ya blaster embre. Panama without party.
That Panama dey man. And you say be a underrated a must.
A must.
Aye.
Because Panama no ba World Cup no more quarter final that.
Can be also.
Panama no kwaji Asian and North America how be tournament be ensin na so no aka say Panama dey ehu gidi bi abo adwene ntia. Nobody is underrating them, but we should have many now for that party.
Oh,
to beat Panama.
Right, yeah. Me. In as much as now all discussing you maybe say no a far wow my hunintino to be a walk across obeka. But then I wouldn't want to say to me and build the cohesion be and fanco giving, but the person may cancel so power money probably break and say you're booking further but so my idea your question Spain so attacking the makeup of it and all of that. But me catch you say for Queiroz'S to commit only one foul against Spain, no, a deeply down to organization, well organized side. Shadebi has said, "Mami, based on Stephen Command when you know, 22 of the 26 Queiroz'S players who played at the 2026 World Cup were part of the squad that competed at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast." 22 of the 26. No more Ivory Coast. Amokobo AFCON we. Yo. 4 players per every team more. From 2023 or Ivory Coast to 2026 or US. Only 4 players.
Consistency. A final Spain mum in a trauma 10. Spain committed 10 fouls.
Yes.
Against Cameroon.
They were clean. Yeah, they were clean. Being clean, no, and yet down to organization, killing nervousness.
Discipline.
A who more. A who born idea of a precocha. Share, my message tried there could be more detail in the game. It is more difficult to defend with all players. And all players include attackers. When I say attackers, coach be crying 1% attackers nubi actually. I'm telling you, attackers in the bar, yeah, don't be nervous. 2, mean defend ye.
More committed fouls more.
I mean, show. Champions League money buying. You did do about a committee penalty. Big stage, high stakes, attackers in a bit deep on the commentators. The offer you want no Usman Dembele against Argentina. I want to control Di Maria. Kunde ejina hono so mebo Kunde track back.
What about your track not to fall?
You don't know about it. Say we could actually also my share go.
I'm say baby you find no foul because I'm say catch and say bema over committee penalty but keep an bet na account e mane how. Coach with a boy now. And
yes, I give no. So I shall go actually. Attackers in the back.
Take can we no consider this penalty.
Attackers in the back. And Kevin were defending with everybody. So clean. Only 4 players. Shadiwa. The core group that reached AFCON quarterfinals remain largely intact. And that consistency. For the global tournament, the 22 players who carried over across both competitions include and Obobo keepers in Vozina, Master Rosa, Obobo Munina. We are about say only 4 and Ankobi. The previous way now, Moko, only 4 and Anko USMB. And it's so surprising, say, yo, 3 years and I can't want some no. Wakawa, or say the 4 players who were at the 2026 World Cup but missed AFCON 2020 tournament were goalkeeper CJ Dos Santos, defender Wagner Pina, defender Sidney Lopez Cabral, and a forward Dylon Livramento. Omona Ankwa, but Omabeka new squad no. Yeah, Kevedu. Omo squad cra. But maybe they all Ghana the so and it questions collective strength. I between the Abobono. Yet 11 players from the 26-man squad for Ghana were also involved in the qualifiers. Yeah, they want some working. Now, World Cup with 15 debutants. Yeah, 15 debutants in the World Cup. Only 11 and our book qualifiers in it. 11 about Jordan and Thomas Patan to Semenyo Isahaku. Gideon Mensah Lasha Usu. Lawrence Atisgi, Jiku ni Krasei, and a Kamaldin Sulemana. Yo, 15 debutants. When stage now I can want some. It is a World Cup. You have no room for error. Now, dear Yankopa boy and say, you're Panama first. So, we have no room. Now, you come over here, course of Panama. I'm TV station back, I'm pushing link in the amount. I'm coming on Moody, they say, Omudoya, me want to be a Ghana, Music Rumo. Now, Ghana need a weak team. Oh, group num. Me sakwa na me pen. I'm saying go for no person. Also momo under it yes. Na dey week team momo na. Na say na aye because obe check bia o matches a wo bone. Ghana ampa the last AFCON qualifiers and qualify Ghana ampa o. E joro Panama say dey week e group num. Ah na onye week. E week come say week. Tina me say I was say show mo ye. Because me say boys wey dey ahoden for the England game and then move on to the Croatian game. But you hear 3 weeks. But we and also a Spain up. Asare match we. 3 and also Spain up. I mean Kobo England the match no. Koenya winner. Energy na be ko England in a different game. Now one truthful fact and say in talking about 15 debutants, you know, it is highly possible say you bet me an entire department or mumbo da. Work out Bojudi. Ebia baby Aobono at the world stage. Jan Dioman the first game man of the match. Wabo work up that. Mobida.
then now Leipzig up 100 that are down. Now we are going to say 150 crown Liverpool. Come on, but say no player.
What man of the match?
What man of the match? Osama Ecuador and a boy. Ecuador Osama ball on the right.
And easy. Yo, to be very honest, we are not putting
near Mamusa is absolutely right.
Send him a crowd of Kobe.
Born a ball.
Last Nyaman Kobe. Katano and Kobe. It's actually Kobe. Yeah, we have no reason to lose 3 points against Panama. But on a more serious note, me will caution Kakra. Benjamin Asari, Atizigi, my bomb didn't say Black Star players be caution Kakra. Me want to say, walk up I so far in centrality Ekituabi. There cannot a whiff. And you know, if you can't wait, it's about crosses here. Later now, on Spain for who's a centrality in one. Honor, they went into the channels. And I do be all bet me a connect by. What my DBS will give them? De La Fuente, you're careful. Medica Ghana, the other side, America, some keke. All body at Germany, no, or had the boy be a share, and okay, never do the and the same changes in way. Me came in with Benjamin, okay, against Germany. On share. And I am saying this because Benjamin and Sarah at this Guinea Mahuno. Yo. At this he crosses by Pima Machu or Tremor Pimbano dealing with. And you're good pa. But where Unya or more money born to crosses and a young woman strength. The old chairman of Banabefa. And they said the Lee Chanhuan. Okay, South Korea striker. No, the at this Ginza can yo, but the second was share roof net. Benjamin Asardi or Ma at all. Yow. I'm watching there. Game no. Say yeah, more of Vasua. You so. But another department I make us see, you know, a method. Say when the between in Sassin Coco say about 2 man method a win the ball. You about 3 win the
Carlos Queiroz.
What's when he says oh, so your coach idea you man
one now we select. One also made the best because by now you saw more game BIAT and I'm gonna about 1 game from training and no one when I say okay, say very now over.
Yeah, okay. You're not fair to the coach, yeah.
They make a new. Not into on the cigar.
Yeah, but this kind of budget.
Not every now there. Be a farmer or so, my friend, man, about the lose 5-1.
And you know, you're doing.
One I know more training. Yanni a kind of national team. That time, the boys named you must lose a panel. Fine, fair enough. You were in your games to do. But I know about one fair idea.
Hey, but Panama Bob 6.
So men no crab here but me hwe because
brings telepathy
sure say Black Stars training na ehunu nyina na ye bia de on pese bama abontizu fo nya behwe inside ono me sure so man bibi on bobo friendly matches ni omo
yeah
and these players fine the club because of open video and now be hu
and non-competitive very different yeah you need a supplementary club video supplementary
yes amra me mo work up no
yebo
to onya adwuma no
yamo chende be hu ya
run to me
because obesha yama 10 friendly games are obesha on share France a ball ni the friendly game ni Ivory Coast share no ti and because Senegal be France easily
that's
France be Senegal easily
Ivory Coast no ball Senegal no ball no ball Ivory Coast friendly game no Senegal
Carlos Penny can be miles friendly matches in the one ya but half of loaf but
to offer custom orders from one piece, logo, color, packaging, samples, and
no Black Stars in
no ababa say
run to me
be hu nyam watch no
and usrana
ubetima da ye de be ka
bobo 4
ye Panama 3
results
last time I shared 3 da be
ye sure mo 3
last time I shared 3
ubetima da ubetima da
that ye na e be kasa ma de ahye nyam watch
ubeda me the results no be me de be huku
okay
ye be kasa ma de ahye
see ye wa nyame admo chana Black Stars o say
Zigia na sorry.
Say Carlos Queiroz. One be chire ni po be dem ye de ho de ye that's why made the best. Amani dem am na fi. Wa kipi e post no am ye mre na fi. Ye me di nkoma ne Karen Stink.